Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Marcus. Thank you so much for putting the contest here. So, I'm from Ventup Ventures Private Limited. We are into sustainable manufacturing. So, we empower the localization and sustainability into the manufacturing ecosystem. So, Ventup is a digital manufacturing startup, and we are there to indigenize or rather localize the components, critical components, with a strong emphasis on the sustainability side. So let me start with the problem statement. So why we have started this company? So we know when we look into the critical segments like energy, EV, aerospace or defense, there's a huge dependency of import components, especially from China and Europe. So that's one of the problem statements we have identified. And the supply chain disruptions, what we have observed, especially after the COVID-19. So because of that, the China Plus One strategy is happening, and most of the companies are setting up manufacturing units in India. And of course, the mandate of increasing local content from our central government. So our procurement policy itself asks for local contents in critical projects that we are executing here. And the last one is that the lack of resource. Like we know every company is having a procurement team, supply chain team. They are more focused on the operational tasks. So we want to set up a dedicated team who are focusing on the localization side. So the solution that Ventup is a manufacturing startup. We are into manufacturing as a service. We want to empower indigenization and localization, mainly focused on the critical electrical, mechanical and electronics components. As I said, sustainability as something is focus. While we develop these components, we need to see that these components or these factories will be a sustainable factory for future. So our differentiator, how do we want to act? So we want to set up a gate process for developing any component. Like when a customer wants to develop a component, so we want to pass through each and every stage with a transparent tech platform where the feasibility check will be there. Then the project formation team will be there. Then we will go for a prototype. That prototype has to be type tested in approved laboratories in India. Then the client and us has to certify this before for a mass production. So it could be any product in the mechanical or electrical or electronics side. And while we are setting up this gate process, we will be partnering with a manufacturing partner. So we will want to see the different aspect. As I said, we want to see how this manufacturing partner is initiating the sustainable practices in their factory. It's not that they are putting the time and R&D to develop a product. They have to sustain in the market for a long time. So these were the segments we want to focus. Renewable energy, where we know that the grid is changing a lot from AC to DC, where the power transmission loss is getting more in AC. So in DC, we know that I would say 45% is localized in India. Still 55% is coming either from China and Europe on the DC network of renewable energy segment. So we want to focus in that segment. EV, as we all know that a lot of components are still getting imported, especially on the electronic side. There we are getting into. Manufacturing and defense, as we all know that a lot of initiatives under government is putting up how to set up an indigenization cell in our Navy base, Army base and all. So those areas also we are getting. And put together all the these segments, green building we want to, because we want to make a component, we want a factory, we want a building. So that factory also has to be sustainable. So we are getting into the green building concept as well. So our manufacturing, some of the capability, especially focusing into the mechanicals are the machining, casting, forging, injection molding, sheet metals. So these were some of the expertise we have in the mechanical side. Electrical and electronic segment already I've explained in my previous slide. So it's not that only indigenization in India, because we want to focus. India is a large economy. We have a lot of opportunity there. So we have to start the indigenization or new part development from India, but we want to supply these products to globally. So I would say it's local for local at the first stage and local to global as the second stage. We want to supply these proven products across globe in these critical industries. So rather we are acting as a supply chain sourcing partner also with many of the corporate, where we know like in supply chain that 80-20 rule, like the 80% of the project volume will comes from the critical components or a big manufacturer OEM. 20% are the like small components which are coming from n numbers of vendors. So we want to act as a one-stop solution for like catering this sourcing side of the 20%. So we are partnering with many of the components level, and rather we focus that these items also what we are selecting as a one-stop solution, it could be more into the sustainable product. So next slide is into one of the product we are partnering. So the morning I guess Gunjan has explained more into the sustainable building side. So we are partnering with one company called Sealy International. They are into the fresh air cooling, evaporative cooling system. So why we are partnering? Because we have many brands in India, but they are not manufacturing from India. Either they are importing from China and putting their label. But Sealy is a reputed manufacturer from Europe. We are collaborating with them. So based on the scale, how it can be localized in India. So this is one of a system where the factories, warehouses, or it could be a school or a hospital, or it could be a restaurant, where how to avoid AC, and beside that, the fresh air cooling system, which can give an ambient temperature. It's not a chilling environment like a refrigerator, like an AC. So it can give an ambient temperature on these places, or a very good workspace environment in case of a factory or a warehouse. So here it's 80% of energy savings and 100% of pressure cooling, and no synthetic refrigerants are used. So this is one of the products we want to add into our catalog when we are promoting sustainable products as a one-stop solution. So some of the major companies we are associated right now is Hitachi, Siemens, Saint-Gobain, Avalon, Ohmium is a green hydrogen company. We are helping them out of some of their new part developments. Cochin Shipyard, we are associated with some of the component supply. Vibrant Energy, again, is a solar developer based of Hyderabad. So it's a span of 1 year we have started this company, and we are happy that, okay, these prestigious customers are onboarded as of now. Coming to the team, as Marcus told, we are coming from a 15+ years of corporate experience, and I have a 15+ years of experience in extra high voltage projects, worked in Siemens, Hitachi, and L&T. Works in various procurement and project management role. Along with me, co-founder Wasim and Joseph joined, both having an extensive experience in L&D as well as in business consulting. Both are here. Wasim is here and Joseph is also here. And we are building the team, and we are scaling up as well. We secured our seed fund recently, a month back, and we are getting into the more customer base and more into the smart manufacturing. So that's all about Ventup. Thank you so much.